Well, welcome back. 2 years after its formation, the Black First Land First, or BLF, has at least 100,000 members. Today we look at the impact they have had on the country's political landscape. We're joined by the BLF President, Andile Gqitama. Andile, thank you very much for joining us. Before we even go into the BLF's 2-year history, what is your reaction to the SuperSport incident where the former Springbok walked out on charges of racism?
No, it was about time. And as Black First Land First, we stand with Brother Ashwin Willemse. These former apartheid rugby players who commentate have not shed a little bit of racism. They're still arrogant, they're still racist. And it is, if you watch that program, again and again they've undermined that brother. He did the right thing, the nation must be behind him. However, we as BLF want to say he must not lose his job. Black people in this country, when they stand up against racism, they end up being the ones who are being victimized again. In this instance, that program must get rid of the racist and retain Brother Ashwin Willemse. If they don't do that, BLF will mobilize society to make sure that we physically interrupt that program. He must be there, he must continue his job. We are tired, just like he is, from just enduring this racism from white people. It's enough and it's enough. And that brother did a good thing, did the right thing. He is a national hero from our perspective.
Okay. Now, 2 years, I mean, well, you don't look like a baby in politics. I mean, you are everywhere. What was the motive behind the formation of the BLF?
Indeed, there's a momentum. Our people hear what we are saying. There was always a space for radical black politics in this country. You know, if you look at this political spectrum, on the far right you have AfriForum, which in our view is the most honest formation. It speaks for white people, it speaks for racism, it speaks straight. Black people political parties, our political parties don't speak for black people. There's no political party that comes out clearly and say for black first, this country belongs to black people, this country has been stolen from black people. The problem in this country is not Zuma, it's not Gupta. The problem is those who stole our land and our economy, who have the banks, who have the mines, and who have excluded us. That language has been lost. What has happened in the past 25 years or so is that white monopoly capital, we're going to argue, has created a narrative that moves our attention away from who owns this country illegally. Since 1652, we are fighting amongst ourselves. BLF is saying, don't fight amongst yourselves. We even have come out and said, hands off Zuma, hands off Julius Malema, hands off Patricia de Lille. We defend all black people with the hope that we can again have a minimum program that unites black people. We are not united. That is why the country is not on our hands. Me and you are landless in our own country. When we walk out, we meet racism. Why? It's because we have no power. Power lies in the economy, power lies in the wealth, power lies in the minings. We have none of those. What we have is politics to insult one another. BLF, I think, has come out and said, no, don't do that. What we must do is articulate a program. That's why we're not shy to adopt the radical economic transformation, which is the program of the ANC, abandoned by the leadership of the ANC elected in the last elective conference. Right now, BLF is the legitimate, authentic representative of radical economic transformation. We can talk even about the ANC land summit, just to give an example how they have abandoned the land question. You know, it's shocking. Read the ANC resolutions on land. They say it must be focused on state, it must focus on unoccupied land, unused land, and basically reject land. The ANC says that, and by the way, Julius Malema, our friend, also agrees with the ANC that if there's going to be expropriation of land, it must be for land which is unused. BLF says no. All the land in this country belongs to black people. All that land was stolen. All of that land must be returned. And we are very angry, by the way, on how the Ngonyama Trust has been treated. The ANC and the EFF have a misunderstanding of what land expropriation without compensation is about. It is not about taking the little land that black people have. It is about taking 80% of the land which is in the hands of white people, and not all white people. Only about 35,000 families, white families, own 80% of the land. Land expropriation is about that. Taking land stolen from black people, from white people, giving it to black people, not going to Ngonyama Trust, harassing the king there. No, leave the land of the king.
Are you not contesting space with the EFF here? Are you not speaking the same language? Were you not just angry after, leaving the EFF?
No, we are not. Here, for instance, we say black first. We'll never give the DA a part of white monopoly capital political power. They have done so. We say all the land belongs to black people. They say, Julius Malema said it, and he has in fact guaranteed white people that land, not all land will be taken, only the land they don't want to use. That's a fundamental difference between us and them. We'll never give white people political power. We'll never secure any land for white people. I mean, and a shocking thing, again, BLF's intervention, is that in Parliament, the motion for land expropriation without compensation,
yes.
That motion,
yes.
It's not about expropriating land. It is actually a road show, which in August will come with a report. And that report will go to some other committee. Let me put it this today to the nation. There will be no expropriation of land before the elections and even after. There will be no amendment of the constitution. What is happening here is politicians playing political games. Julius Malema and Cyril Ramaphosa agree on land expropriation to make sure there is no expropriation of land. I'm saying it to you. If this does not happen, I will cut my hair and my beard. If by August there is expropriation of land, amendment of the constitution, I will cut my beard and I'll come and say sorry to Julius Malema. On the other hand, if Julius Malema by the end of August, there is no expropriation of land, there's no amendment, he must come to me, apologize, and apologize to black people and abandon the DA. This is the deal that we saw on the table. I want him to consider that.
We're going to elections next year.
Absolutely.
BLF, you're contesting.
BLF is on the ballot. Our people need a clear and apologetic black voice. That is that voice. We represent Steve Biko, we represent Chris Hani, we represent Sobukwe. No one else has done that job. Only us, for instance, have said, the fight is with white monopoly capital. Johan Rupert, we've called him out. Renwick, our people know today who's Robin Renwick, the London guy who controls South Africa's economy and politics because of BLF. Our people owe it to us and we owe it to them to have a voice like this in Parliament.
Andile Mkutama, I never have enough time to talk to you.
Thank you, my brother.
Hold it there. Now, a massive